You think life is complicated, requiring complex strategies. You believe success, relationships, and peace require superhuman effort. Every self-help book is 300 pages telling you to do more. You look for the 47-step routine or the ancient secret. But while you search for complex solutions, life is screaming simple answers. Complexity is often just a sophisticated form of procrastination. We invent complexity because the simple truth is too painful to face. The truth is that your own effort is often the cause of your failure. The harder you try to control your anxiety, the more anxious you become. The more you desperately chase love, the faster it runs away. There is a brutal psychological mechanism keeping you trapped. And no, it won't be solved with another to-do list. We need to go much deeper into the paradoxes of your mind. Today, we will dismantle 6 psychological traps that sabotage you. You will understand why your mind lies and how to stop being your own enemy. The effort paradox. Want to hear something that will break your brain? The harder you try, the more you fail. It is called the backwards law. Think about sleep. You cannot force yourself to sleep. The more you try to sleep, the more awake you stay. Think about happiness. It is the only goal that runs when chased. Think about love. Try to force someone to love you and watch them leave. It is like trying to float by swimming furiously. You just sink faster. Desperate people repel opportunities. Needy people repel relationships. Stressed people repel peace. Yet what do we do when we feel we are sinking? We try harder. We push more. We create more tension. But life rewards the relaxed, not the lazy, but the relaxed. Effort without attachment is the only thing that works. Action without desperation is the key. Why are we so desperate to force outcomes? Because we are terrified of losing control. The control trap. This is life's biggest joke on you. The more you try to control everything, the less control you actually have. You plan every minute. You try to predict every outcome. You organize every detail to avoid pain, and then life laughs and throws you a curveball anyway. Control is like holding water in your hands. Squeeze tighter, and it slips through your fingers faster. The ancient Stoics figured this out 2,000 years ago. You can only control 2 things, your actions and your reactions. Everything else belongs to the department of life. You cannot control traffic. You can only control when you leave. You cannot control others' opinions. You can only control your character. But this need for control is not just a habit. It is a symptom. Living in anxiety is abnormal regarding the effect, even if normal to the cause. Many think, I am just anxious by nature. That is false. Anxiety has a precise cause, often rooted in childhood. If you feel the need to control everything today, it is because you felt powerless in the past. Stop trying to be the CEO of the universe. You are more like a surfer. Master the board, not the ocean. To do that, you must understand who is rewriting your reality. The fiction of memory. Your memories are not recordings. They are Wikipedia pages, and the main editor rewriting the story is you. Every time you remember something, you literally change it. Your brain fills gaps with current knowledge and invents details. Scientists have proven that confident testimony is often 40% fiction. Why does your brain do this? To protect you. It edits reality to keep your illusions of safety intact. The biggest illusion we protect is the image of our parents. We say, I had a happy childhood because we are programmed to say it. But our nightmares, anxieties, and failures tell a different story. We do not want to see the cracks in the people who were supposed to protect us. We prefer to rewrite history rather than face the pain of the truth. But by rewriting history, we condemn ourselves to repeat it. If you do not accept the truth of your past, you cannot free your future. This is the first step of a path to know yourself better and finally live well. The core wound. Why do we continue to sabotage ourselves despite logic? Why do we act irrationally and destroy what we build? Because we are protecting a core wound we refuse to see. We idealize two types of people, the dead and our parents. When someone dies, they become a saint, even if they were destructive. We do the same with parents while they are alive. We want to believe we were loved perfectly, because the alternative is feeling alone and unprotected in the world. But this illusion has a terrible cost: your own life. People ruin their marriages or careers just to not see their trauma. They demolish their existence so they don't have to demolish their parents' image. It is a brutal defense mechanism. We prefer to suffer today than accept that yesterday was not perfect. If you felt judged as a child, you will feel judged forever, unless you go back there and look reality in the face. Forgiveness is often just another trap to avoid feeling anger. You cannot decide to forgive rationally. Forgiveness is an emotional result. You cannot forgive if you haven't processed the rage first. The goal is not to be good. The goal is to be free. The deconstruction. When the illusions fall, reality finally appears. Giving up the idealization of parents is the hardest thing in the world. It feels like giving up on God. But parents are not gods. They are fallible human beings. Accepting their fall is the only way to truly become an adult. Only when they stop being gods do you stop being a victim. Deconstruction is scary because it leaves you exposed. But that exposure is where your real life begins. You must remove the mental patterns they imposed on you. If you feel fear, it is often their fear. If you feel guilt, it is often their guilt. Removing this conditioning is like shedding old skin. You stop living as a reaction to your past. You start living as an action in your present. You stop waiting for an apology that will never come. And you start building your own validation. It is not about blaming them. It is about freeing you. The reality. Once you accept reality, how do you actually change? This is where the compound interest of awareness comes in. A 1% daily improvement leads to a 37 times better life in a year. We usually apply this to money, but apply it to emotional awareness. You don't have to fix all your trauma in one day. You don't have to revolutionize your personality in a week. Small choices create massive destinies over time. One moment of awareness today prevents a disaster tomorrow. A pause before reacting with anger saves a relationship. A single no said to respect your boundaries builds self-esteem. Success is not a sprint, it is the compound interest of small truths. We overestimate what we can do in a day, but we drastically underestimate who we can become in a year. The compound effect works in reverse too. If you ignore your emotions one day, nothing happens. If you ignore them for years, you wake up in a life you hate. Small choices seem meaningless until suddenly they are not. The secret is not willpower, is the system. The system is accept what you cannot control. Master your reactions to what happens, and face your past one small piece at a time. Life is not about finding yourself, it is about creating yourself. But you cannot create anything solid on false foundations. You must have the courage to see reality naked and raw. No gods, no demons, just people and choices. Only then will the backwards law stop sabotaging you. You will stop trying to control the ocean, and you will simply start riding the wave with mastery. This is the true meaning of a path to know yourself better and finally live well. Everything else is just background noise. You have the manual now. The mind lies, emotions drive, the past conditions. Awareness is the only way out of the loop. The moment to start living in reality is now.